Rachel and Mark found it, their dream home. A sprawling Victorian mansion nestled amidst ancient oaks and whispering willows. The house stood proud, a grand old dame with a mysterious past. Sunlight glinted off leaded glass windows, painting rainbows on the hardwood floors inside. The air hummed with the promise of new beginnings.
Rachel, can you believe this place? It's like stepping into another era.
It's perfect, Mark. I feel like it's calling to us, like it wants us to be here.
Mark, ever the pragmatist, saw a sound investment. Rachel, a romantic at heart, felt an instant connection. It was as if the house was whispering to her soul, beckoning them to write their story within its walls. They pored over every detail, marveling at the craftsmanship, the history etched into the very foundation.
Just a few minor repairs. The house has been thoroughly inspected.
The realtor, a nervous woman with a quick smile, assured them. Mark and Rachel, blinded by their shared dream, dismissed her words as mere formalities. They were home. The first few weeks were blissful. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the sound of birds chirping. The house, bathed in sunlight, seemed to welcome them with open arms. Rachel reveled in transforming the dusty rooms into their sanctuary. She spent hours decorating the porch with vibrant flowers and arranging furniture to create a cozy atmosphere. Mark, ever the handyman, tackled repairs with gusto. He fixed the creaky fence, repaired the leaky roof, and ensured everything was in perfect working order. They ate dinner by candlelight in the grand dining room, their laughter echoing through the silent house. The evenings were filled with joy and a sense of accomplishment.
This place is really starting to feel like home, isn't it? The warmth of their bond seemed to seep into the very walls of the house.
Absolutely. I can't wait to finish the repairs and just enjoy it. The anticipation of a peaceful life ahead was palpable.
But as days turned into weeks, a subtle shift occurred. The once bright and welcoming house began to feel different, as if it was hiding secrets within its walls. A creeping unease began to settle over their newfound paradise. The garden, once meticulously maintained, started to look wild and untamed. It started subtly, almost imperceptibly. A rustle in the bushes, a shadow that seemed to move on its own, a floorboard creaking unexpectedly, the flicker of a shadow in the corner of their eyes. Then came the nightmares. Dark, vivid dreams that left them both feeling unsettled. Vivid, terrifying dreams that left Rachel gasping for air at the stroke of 3:03 a.m., her heart pounding a frantic tattoo against her ribs. Each night, the dreams grew more intense, more real.
It's just stress, Rachel. The after effects of our big move. Mark tried to reassure her, but even he couldn't ignore the growing sense of dread.
But Rachel couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched, of unseen eyes following her every move. She felt a presence, something lurking just out of sight. The house, once a haven, now felt oppressive, the silence broken by whispers she couldn't quite decipher. The walls seemed to close in on her, the air thick with tension. One particularly stormy night, as thunder rattled the windows and lightning split the sky, Rachel awoke with a gasp. The storm outside mirrored the turmoil within her. A cold draft snaked across her face and something whispered her name. The voice was faint, almost a breath, but unmistakable. This time she knew she wasn't imagining it. The house was alive with secrets, and Rachel was determined to uncover them, no matter the cost. The discovery of the hidden room was purely accidental. It was a moment that would change everything, a moment that seemed almost predestined. One rainy afternoon, while exploring the dusty attic, Rachel stumbled upon a loose floorboard. The rain pattered against the window, creating a rhythmic backdrop to her unexpected find. Curiosity piqued. She pried it open, revealing a small, rusted keyhole. It was as if the house itself was whispering secrets, urging her to uncover its mysteries. With Mark away on a business trip, she couldn't resist the urge to explore. The storm outside mirrored the storm of emotions within her, a mix of fear and excitement.
Where could the key be? It has to be here somewhere, she muttered to herself, her voice barely audible over the sound of the rain.
She searched high and low for the key, her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. Each creak of the floorboard seemed to echo her heartbeat, amplifying her anticipation. Finally, tucked away in a forgotten drawer, she found it. The key was old, its metal worn and cold to the touch, as if it had been waiting for her all these years. The key, cold and heavy in her hand, seemed to pulse with an energy all its own. It was as if it held the memories of the past, waiting to be unlocked. With trembling fingers, she inserted it into the lock and turned. The mechanism resisted at first, but then gave way with a satisfying click. The door creaked open, revealing a small, dusty room, hidden from view for what seemed like centuries. Cobwebs hung like curtains, and the air was thick with the scent of age and neglect.
What is this place? It feels so wrong. Rachel's voice trembled as she stepped inside, the weight of the room's history pressing down on her.
The air was thick with the scent of decay and something else. Something ancient and sinister. It was as if the room itself was alive, watching her every move. As Rachel stepped inside, her eyes fell upon strange symbols etched into the walls. They were unlike anything she had ever seen, a language lost to time. They were crudely drawn, yet they radiated an unsettling power. Each symbol seemed to pulse with a life of its own, telling a story of forgotten rituals and ancient secrets. The air grew heavy, pressing down on her chest, making it hard to breathe. It was as if the room was trying to communicate with her, to warn her of something. And then she heard it again. The whisper, clear as a bell this time, echoing around her. It was a voice from the past, a voice that seemed to know her deepest fears.
Heed the warnings, the darkness consumes all. The word sent a chill down her spine, a warning that echoed in the depths of her soul.
Elias Cartwright, who were you really? What secrets did you hide behind that stern gaze and those piercing eyes? Driven by a thirst for knowledge and a growing sense of foreboding, Rachel delved into the history of their home. She felt an inexplicable connection to the house, as if it was calling out to her, urging her to uncover its hidden past. She spent countless hours at the local library, poring over dusty tomes and faded newspaper clippings. Each piece of information she found seemed to pull her deeper into a web of mystery and intrigue. What she discovered sent shivers down her spine and painted the unsettling events in a terrifying new light. The more she learned, the more she realized that their dream home was steeped in a dark and sinister history. This journal, it's his. The very pages seemed to pulse with a life of their own, as if eager to share their secrets with her. The house, she learned, was built by a man named Elias Cartwright, a wealthy industrialist in the late 1800s. He was a man of great ambition and vision, but also of dark desires and hidden agendas. But Cartwright was not just a successful businessman, he was a man obsessed with the occult. His fascination with the supernatural led him down a path of no return, where he sought powers beyond human comprehension. Local legend whispered of dark rituals conducted within the very walls of their home. Neighbors spoke in hushed tones of strange lights and eerie sounds emanating from the mansion late at night. Cartwright, it seemed, had sought to unlock the secrets of eternal life, dabbling in forbidden magic that had disastrous consequences. His experiments were said to have opened doorways to other realms, inviting malevolent entities into our world. He vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of whispers and unanswered questions. Some believed he had succeeded in his quest for immortality, while others thought he had been consumed by the very forces he sought to control. His house, now Rachel and Mark's dream home, was shrouded in whispers of a curse, a malevolent energy that refused to die. The very walls seemed to hum with a dark presence, as if the house itself was alive and watching.
Rachel discovered an old journal hidden within the secret room, its pages filled with Cartwright's frantic scribblings. The journal was a window into his tormented soul, revealing his descent into madness and obsession. The ink, faded and spidery, spoke of pacts made with ancient entities, of sacrifices offered in exchange for forbidden knowledge. Each entry was more disturbing than the last, detailing rituals and incantations meant to summon dark forces. As she read, a horrifying realization dawned on her. The events that had transpired in the house were not just the stuff of legend. They were real, and their consequences were far-reaching. Cartwright's obsession had not ended with his disappearance. It had left a mark on the house, a lingering darkness that seemed to feed on the fear and uncertainty of its inhabitants. It was woven into the very fabric of the house, a malevolent presence lying dormant, waiting for the right moment to awaken. Rachel knew that she had to uncover the full truth before it was too late, before the darkness claimed another victim.